Tinubu is back from London. He is back from London and he has come back with some gains. Ask me what gain. Nigeria has entered into an agreement with the UK government, according to Keir Starmer, to the tune of 746 million for the UK government to help us redevelop the Apapa and Tinkan ports. And that is another gain for our colonial masters. So many questions comes to my mind. Tinubu signed an agreement with Paris, the government of France, to manage taxation in Nigeria. Tinubu sent $9 million in order to negotiate his way through the claim of genocide in Nigeria. He sent $9 million to a lobbying company in America. Now it's going to be $746 million to redevelop the Apapa and Tinkan ports. Now, what is Tinubu's plan? Why is he selling us to these colonial masters? Are we in for another recolonization after we have left the era of colonialism? Is it pseudo-colonialism, otherwise known as neo-colonialism? Money for France, money for America, and money for the UK. When a president in Africa begins to align with these foreign powers, former colonial masters, you know that that government has a plan. Is Tinubu looking beyond a second term? And he is expecting these superpowers to support him. Now we have American soldiers, about 200 of them in Nigeria. That is another deal, bilateral relationship on defense. I know Nigerians' money is also going out on that because they talk about training to fight terrorism. We are spending money for these superpowers because the government of the day is incapable of providing solutions to our problems. What is going on? Talking about redeveloping Apapa Tinkan. Is Lagos the only state in Nigeria? How about redeveloping the Onne port in Rivers State? No, Wike will not fight for that. He will not fight for the federal government to develop Onne port at Eleme in Port Harcourt. How about the Calabar port? If those ports are booming, those of you at every given opportunity in Lagos, you will be telling the Igbos to go back to their village if they cannot stay in Lagos again. If you really want to decongest Lagos, you feel Lagos is being overpopulated, why don't you extend this development to Onne port? Why don't you extend it to Calabar port? Well, they said, okay, those ports are not deep enough to withstand cargo ships, big tankers. If that is the truth, why don't you dredge those ports deeper? Dredge Onne deeper. Or you dredge Calabar port deeper so that it can accommodate huge tankers from foreign countries. The governors of those states will not fight for that. They will rather join hands with Tinubu to sing on the mandate. Why the country's commonwealth is being wasted here and there. Is Lagos the only state in the federation? We welcome you back, Mr. Tinubu. But in all these things, it is these foreign powers that are gaining from Nigeria. What is your plan, Mr. President? If you ask me, I think Tinubu is thinking beyond second term. Because these strategies goes beyond just second term. For those who are still dreaming that Tinubu is going to do a new thing in his second term, what about the destruction on the way? According to El-Rufai, the federal government is withdrawing about 100 billion monthly. That cannot be accounted for, that the oversight functions of the National Assembly does not cover. How about the 2.34 trillion already wasted in the power sector? Less than 3 years. How about the missing trillions from NNPC? Money is flying everywhere. If Tinubu is going to do something in his second term, what about the destruction he's leaving on his way? Can Nigeria ever recover from those destructions? Now we have some foolish people in the UK singing on your mandate we stand. It is a shame. The same way they counter protests in Nigeria, they have taken it to foreign land. It is only in Nigeria you do that. They do it at home here. They have taken it to the UK. Why people are protesting against Tinubu, the other scanty crowd, paid crowd will come out to sing on your mandate. It's a shame. The fact that these two factions had to protest abroad is already an embarrassment. That some people have to come out at Chatham House to sing on your mandate we stand like they do in Nigeria. It's already a shameful thing.
You know which is drug baron? Which mandate do you want? We want to elect for president. Tinubu of Nigeria, you are a drug baron. Tinubu of Nigeria, you are a drug baron. Tinubu, stop killing Nigerians. Tinubu, stop killing Nigerians. The president of Nigeria is a terrorist.
You You think you are countering those who are asking the president to release Nnamdi Kanu? You said they are IPOBs, they are Igbos. How about I, who is not an Igbo man? Have I not campaigned for the release of Nnamdi Kanu? How about Showore, that is leading the fight for the release of Nnamdi Kanu? How about the non-Igbos? Then some of you just write it up. It's Omonna and Wanoni. They are the ones campaigning against him in the UK. How about me? Am I Omonna? Am I Igbo? How about fellow Yoruba men who are asking Tinubu to release Nnamdi Kanu? And then you went there, paid crowd to sing on your mandate. What mandate? The stolen mandate? What mandate? A mandate that Nigerians don't respect. You people just fool yourselves. Tribal bigots that you are. As long as Dele Farotimi is not a tribal bigot, I will not be a tribal bigot. As long as Obasanjo is not a tribal bigot, I will never be a tribal bigot. The true Omoluabi spirit is that you see the truth and you stand on it. The true Omoluabi spirit is to say in Kotio Dauda. Yes. I will not be a Sunday Igboho to say Peter Obi should not campaign in the West. That is against the Omoluabi spirit. The late Chief Obafemi Awolowo never taught us that. So where is this coming from? Where is this bigotry coming from? Mr. President, you are welcome back. But you are giving the UK, you are giving America, you are giving France the opportunity to make money from Nigeria. But why? Why, Mr. President? Why are you opening your doors to neocolonialism? Anything that will help you perpetuate yourself in power, just selfish thoughts, you will do it. There's a rumor about a 700 million that has been given to Gabriel Chaguri, your friend, a man that Olusegun Obasanjo banned in Nigeria for criminality of money laundering. You brought him back. He's now in the seat of our economic pursuit in Nigeria. What a shame. Show me his friends and I will tell you who he is. He is the one in charge of the coastal highway. I wish all the money voted for the coastal highway have been channeled towards redeveloping on a port and Calabar ports. Instead of thinking of how to dredge the River Niger, as the governments in the past have pursued. Why don't you dredge the Onne port? Why don't you dredge the Calabar port and make it conducive to large tankers, large cargo ships from foreign lands? Why don't you do that? Whatever they are thinking you are going to do in second term, I insist that the destruction you are leaving on your path, Mr. President, may never be recovered. So it is high time you resign. You are frail and fragile. You are no longer strong. It's high time you resign and you hand Nigeria over to younger people who can lead this country. At 90 years old, Mr. President, it is time for you to retire and leave Nigeria alone.